Everyone, welcome to Parent Power. My name is Nicole Serrato. I work for the Children's Scholarship Fund as a communication and development assistant. This evening, we are celebrating National School Choice Week and how it is important that families decide where their children get an education, whether that's private school, a neighborhood school, a charter school, online schooling, or homeschooling. The Children's Scholarship Fund is a national organization headquartered in New York. We award K through 8 scholarships to families so they can choose what school is best for their child. As you can see at the photos at the beginning of slideshow, a lot of our CSF scholars attend very different types of schools across the city. We are happy to help families make this choice because we know that when it comes to education, one size does not fit all. Now, I know this from my personal experience because I am also a CSF alumna. In 7th grade, I received a scholarship. My dad applied, and he was empowered to move me from an overcrowded school where I was falling through the cracks to a school where I got more individual attention. At that new school, I developed a love for poetry. I ran for student council. I made new friends, and I was inspired by my teachers. I know for a fact that my life would be on a very different path if it wasn't for the scholarship. So I'm excited to hear from all of the school leaders today, the students, the parents, and without further ado, I'll be introducing the first speaker. But before I do that, I will be back later in the webinar to announce the winners. We're going to be giving away a Chromebook, a mini iPad, a $100 Amazon gift card. So stay tuned because you can only claim your prize if you are if you're on the webinar during the raffle. So here we are. I see Darla's lovely face on the webinar already. I'm going to introduce you to Darla Romfo, the president of the Children's Scholarship Fund. Darla, take it away.
I wish I could see all of your faces. I know that there are a lot of parents that have joined us tonight, and this is a very special evening because we are celebrating you. We're celebrating the choices you make for your children. We're celebrating the schools you go to, and we're celebrating the whole concept of school choice. And Nicole alluded a little bit to that. CSF is actually a national organization. She mentioned that. We have partner programs in 19 cities around the country. And we have privately funded school choice, which means that we raise money so we can give you guys scholarships so you can help your kids go to the school that you choose for them to go to. There's other places in the country, other states, it's on a state by state basis. Some of them have publicly funded choice, which means that taxpayer funding allows people like you to actually go to a private school. And it a much larger percentage of the to pay for you because we're raising all of this money ourselves. But it's a really, however it happens, it's just really important that it happens. And we're so happy that we can help you in this effort because our co-founders, Teddy Forsman and John Walton, believe from the bottom of their hearts that parents are the first educators of their children and that they are the ones who should make the decision about which educational option best suits their child's needs. We know when that happens, that will result in a good education. And we see the difference in the culture of the schools and the school leaders and the parents and what the commitment they bring to it. So we just want to celebrate this concept. We want you to understand a little more what it's about. And in New York right now, there is not an opportunity to support some kind of publicly funded choice. We're going to do everything we can in our power to keep doing it the private way. But we want you to know more about it so you can speak up about it and be aware of it and say, you know what? I want more people to be empowered to have what I have. And I want more people to make this choice. And I think this year I pointed out the difference between the private schools and the public schools. The private schools were open for live instruction. Some people have opted to still do it remotely, but they're open. You can take your kids to school, and that was really an important thing. And I think it pointed out the value of having this option. So as Nicole mentioned, our scholars attend a wide variety of schools. And right now we're going to hear from some of the school leaders in just a minute. Elizabeth's going to introduce some school leaders and have a conversation with them. But just before that, we're going to actually hear from a student. His name is Adrian, and he actually goes to school at Manhattan Christian Academy. And I know you've all experienced, you have your own stories, you know what it's like to get a scholarship and what that means in your family. But we thought it would be fun for you to hear some stories, specific stories from some of the kids that have experienced choice through the Children's Scholarship Fund. Again, we're so grateful for you. You are really the heroes, and you are really, John Walton always said, you're the ones making the big sacrifices. We're so proud and happy that we can come alongside you and help you in this choice. Here's Adrian.
My name is Adrian, and this is my fourth year MCA. In my old school, there was a lot of violence and negativity. As the years progressed, I became influenced by the negativity, and I began to inflict my anger on others. When my mom told me she was going to transfer me to a private school, I didn't want to attend because I didn't think I was good enough. On the first day of school, teachers and students were very welcoming. The teachers shared stories about their family and how they became to be teachers. During recess, as I stood in the corner, a group of students approached me and asked me if I want to play football. Because I never played sports before, I told them I didn't know how to play. They told me, don't worry, we'll teach you how to play. Now, I love playing sports and I love playing football. Within my 4 years at MCA, I was part of the student leadership team. I played for the school basketball team, and I've held honor for 4 years. Thanks to the Children's Scholarship Fund for giving me a scholarship to be able to attend MCA. Because of my success at MCA, I've now been given the opportunity to apply for high achieving high schools, and I've gotten accepted.
To introduce our wonderful principal panelists. I'm Elizabeth Toomey, Director of Communications at CSF. We have tonight with us Lois Gregory from the Learning Tree Cultural Preparatory School, an independent school in the Williamsbridge section of the Bronx. Suzanne Kaczynski is the principal of Our Lady of Lourdes School in Harlem. We also have Michael Lenehan, principal of Transfiguration School in Chinatown, in Lower Manhattan. From Brooklyn, we have Richard Howe from Academy, which is an independent school. And last but not least, we have Linda Freebs, who is the principal of Saints Joachim and Anne School in Queens Village. And I just wanted to say that I visited all of your schools. I know each school has its own unique identity, and I want to ask you about what makes your school special. And I'll just start with Suzanne. Could you just tell us about your school and what you think are the reasons that the families choose OLL for their children? And could all of the principals make sure that they're unmuted? Thanks.
Our Lady of Lourdes is located in Upper Manhattan, in the Hamilton Heights area of Upper Manhattan. And it's a school that's been in the community for over 100 years. And it's very closely connected to Our Lady of Lourdes Church. So I think that parents choose the school because of the community feel, the fact that it's a diverse school, and because generations have attended, there's a link, I think, to families. They also enjoy, during pre-COVID times, we have wonderful art program, ballroom dance, music, and I think they're drawn to having the arts so that their children can really express themselves in addition to the academics. And I think the faith piece is very important for our families, and whether they're Catholic or not, they appreciate the values and the fact that we do pray, we do recognize God throughout the day. So I think those are some of the reasons why they choose Our Lady of Lourdes.
Wonderful. Richard, could you tell us a bit about McAdemy and why you think that that's the choice for the families that attend there?
Sure, and thank you for having me. Well, McAdemy School of Science and Technology is a family-oriented institution that provides, excuse me, a world-class education for all children, especially those of low-income families. We actually strive to create a cohesive family within our environment. When a child sees us, they see an extended family. We use that to prepare our students to be very progressive and critical thinkers for society today. So we're more of a facilitator. We see to the needs of our children. We go beyond just the classroom. A child will sit at the dinner table and will be speaking about the teacher and things that happen throughout the day and how we can empower them and motivate them. So we are there to facilitate and make sure that our children get to the next level and succeed through life, not only within academy, but outside and through college and through their growth.
That's wonderful. And I would just mention that when I visited, it's a very small school, very tight-knit family. I can see how students would stay in touch with you for years afterwards. I got that family feeling. Linda, would you like to fill us in on Saints Joachim and Anne?
Sure. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here tonight. And I just want to say that St. Joachim and Anne has been a beacon of light for the Queens Village community for the past 97 years. We're one of the only parish schools in Brooklyn. I think there's 3 of us left. And our school is based on faith, academic excellence, service, and goodness. And that's what sets up the children for success in life. Our school houses a food pantry every Thursday. The children bring in the food as well as the parish. We have some outlining families also that help us with that. It is extremely a nurturing, supportive family school. The teachers work day and night to help our children. We have been open since September 9th, full-time, face-to-face. We also serve the children in remote and hybrid learning. But we have a free pre-K for all. We have iPads and Chromebooks for all our students, even though our students are at 80% poverty, the majority of them. We have a mostly immigrant population, Haitian, Latino, and other Caribbean islands. We have, next year, we were given a state-of-the-art tech lab. And next year, we hope to have the new program called Flying Classrooms. Well, Captain Barrington Irving, who's the first solo African-American pilot, runs the program, and they're based on global expeditions. And the idea of them is to become advanced in engaging the students, exploring, and innovation. So we're very excited about that. But most of all, we're very excited, of course, we have a world-renowned, I call it a world-renowned gospel choir that has sung every place for the poor, in the Waldorf Astoria. They have been everywhere, and we're very, very proud of them. Most of all, we want to say that we thank Almighty God each day. We start every day with a prayer and several times during the day. And we thank the Children's Scholarship Fund tremendously.
Oh, thank you. And as someone who has watched the gospel choir in action, I have to say they're amazing. Michael Lenehan, would you like to tell us about Transfiguration School in Chinatown?
Sure, thank you very much. And thank you to CSF for putting this event on tonight as well. Transfiguration School is a Catholic school, pre-K to 8th grade Catholic school in Chinatown in Lower Manhattan. And we have been there for going on nearly 190 years. And during this time, we have served so many families during this time. And one of the main reasons that we have been able to be successful and parents choose us is because of the academic reputation of our school. Parents know that when their kids come to Transfiguration, they know that they're going to be getting an excellent education and be be on a path toward success in high school as well. So many of our graduates come back when they're in high school and tell us how what they've learned at Transfiguration, from things inside of the classroom to the things they may have been involved in outside of the classroom, how much that's meant to them and how that helped them get into high school and really help them continue their success in high school. So the academic reputation, we've continued to strive to keep that onward and going over the years. And we continue to provide a rigorous education for our kids, while also providing opportunities as education has changed over the years to stay on top of those changes and provide the sort of environment in terms of pre-COVID flexible seating and things like that, so that the learning environments match what we're doing philosophically as well. Even during the pandemic and with remote learning and the hybrid model now too, we've been able to do in-person instruction, but adapt the technology and adapt what we do to be able to reach our kids to the very best degree that we can. The other big thing that parents appreciate is the values-based education and the Catholic angle that we bring. Not so much, even if they're not Catholic, the values that we provide and incorporate into the everyday things that we do in and out of the classroom is something that parents very much appreciate, because they know that when their kids are with us, that we know who they are. We know a lot about them. We know that when we're talking to parents about their kids, they know that it's not just a name, but we know the person and all of their strengths and all the things that we're so proud of with them, and all of those sort of conversations that we can have. So they know that's the sort of environment that we're providing for them. And I want to also thank CSF for helping to make that happen as well. We have about 20% of our students who do receive a scholarship from CSF, and enables them to attend Transfiguration. So we very much appreciate CSF's role in that as well.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And now, Lois, would you like to tell us about the Learning Tree? Such a great school in the Bronx.
Wow, thank you so much, Elizabeth, Darla, CSF, and the idea of school choice. Firstly, I am so honored to be a part of this great body of school leaders. You know, Elizabeth, I thought our school had been around for a while, but I see we are very new in the game. We're only about 42 years old, and we are in Bronx, New York. Each year, we've always added classes on. We now serve children from 3 years old to 8th grade. Our population is a little over 300 students. We are a small, intimate program where all children are known and respected. And most of our families choose us because they know it is a safe, caring, yet academically challenging environment. Parents also appreciate our small class sizes and our extra curricular programs. I would like to say that SAFE includes our children being celebrated for who they are, not teased or ridiculed or looked at for what they are not. Each child is celebrated for their own particular things, whether they're struggling academically or whether they're in the advanced placement classes. We have to find a program to suit each child. And I think parents are very comfortable with that. To also celebrate children, we add extracurricular activities so that every child can succeed at something. We have things like African diaspora, drumming, dance, visual art, music, sewing. We include sewing classes. We have many different opportunities for children in community service. We also add a variety of field trips for our children, and we include international travel. And many of our community service projects, which all middle school children are a part of, have taken place in other countries. So we're very proud to boast of that. I think that this is a wonderful opportunity, and I hope parents that are listening hear the variety of schools that are presented here. And I think most of us have more in common than what is different. Because even though many of you are religious schools, and that's the beauty of school choice, everyone can choose what is for them, whether it's religious, whether it's cultural, and all of us are very academically sound, and all of us are intimate. I think that listening to all of you, I feel like I am part of something really wonderful, and that parents make this choice. You know, when parents choose a school, can you imagine when a parent goes to a child and say, I have chosen a special school for you? Right away, that child feels worthy. That child feels good. So you started off already succeeding. And when parents choose a school, the child feels special, the parent is put at ease, and the school is blessed. And I am so thankful again to say that I am part of such a wonderful team. Thank all of you.
Thank you so much, Lois. That was amazing. And thank you to all of you. I'm sorry that we actually are running short on time. So I'm just going to ask a very quick question of all of you. I wanted to have a much longer conversation, but what is one piece of advice that you would give to parents in ways that they can support their child's education at home? You're handling the school part of it, and what's your one piece of advice for a parent who is wondering how they can best support their child at home? Linda, do you want to start?
Sure. I would tell you, do not let them stay alone in their rooms to do their homework.
Oh.
Put them at the front in your kitchen, wherever you are standing, so that they can see that you are interested in their work, and that by sharing time with your child that way, it will be to your advantage for your whole life.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Wonderful. Michael, do you have a piece of advice?
Sure. One of the biggest pieces of advice I would give is no matter the age of the child, whether they're very young or they're older in middle school or high school, as much as possible, it's always great when parents stay in touch with their kid's teacher or teachers, whatever that may look like in your particular school, whether it's through email or, communication apps that schools employ or things like that. Kids are never too old for parents to check in on them and partner about their work and find out how it's going and talk with their teachers, even just to reach out, quickly and just say, hey, we haven't gotten a chance to meet, but I just want to check in and see how Mike's doing. If there's anything we should be talking to him about at home, things like that. I think that's one of the biggest things that parents can do, because obviously with the fast-paced lifestyles that we have and parents working and everything, we can lose track of that sometimes. So whatever way works best for parents, I would say definitely try to make it a habit to stay in touch with your child's teachers.
Great, thank you. And Richard, do you have a quick piece of advice for parents at home?
Sure. Only thing I would tell parents is to stay involved and be supportive through the process. These are very perilous times that we're in, and we need to understand the emotional struggles that our children are going through. So I would just let parents know that we are there for them. They're not alone. And if they need the support, we are here to support them.
Mm-hmm. That's great. And Suzanne, what would you say? You're on mute at the moment. There you go.
I would say be a cheerleader for your child. Find every reason to praise them. Recognize their strengths.
Okay. And sorry, I think there was a little technical difficulty there. But Lois, would you like to share one final piece of advice for parents?
Yes. I think that parents should engage in real conversation with their children. Don't just say, how was your day? But what is the best thing about your day? Encourage children to teach them what they have learned. I think one of the best things that you can do to help learning take place is to help children know what conversation looks like so that they can have that discourse in their classrooms.
Terrific. Thank you so much. I wish we had more time, but wrapping up, I just wanted to say thank you to each and every one of you, to Lois Gregory. There was a question in the chat about where is Lois's school? That's the Learning Tree in the Bronx. Suzanne Kaczynski of Our Lady of Lourdes, Michael Lenehan of Transfiguration, Richard Howe of Academy in Brooklyn, and Linda Freeps from Saints Joachim and Anne. And we did have a comment that Staten Island was left out. I'm very sorry about that. We did have 4 boroughs represented and both independent and Catholic schools. So hopefully we did give you an idea of the diversity of the schools involved, and rest assured we do have lots of children and schools in Staten Island. So. Well, that's it for the principal panel. We're going to send it over to CSF's Director of Scholarship Operations, Marie Bethelmy, in a minute. But first, we're going to hear from another student, and this time it's one of Ms. Gregory's students, Taylor Howard, an 8th grader who's at the Learning Tree in the Bronx. Thanks very much.
My name is Taylor Howard, and I am an 8th grader at the Learning Tree Cultural Preparatory School, TLT. Before I attended TLT, I went to a charter school in Harlem. At my old school, there were numerous arguments among the students. Most students hung out in friend groups, and others were alone and isolated away from other students. Although I did have many friends in elementary school, as I got older, I realized those were not the people I necessarily wanted to surround myself with anymore. I also did not really feel like I was challenged enough in my academic classes. At the end of 5th grade, my mother told me that we received a scholarship and I would be transferring schools because now we had the opportunity to go to a private school. I looked at my mother. She was excited and happy, but I had mixed emotions. Even though I was excited to finally break free from the environment as a whole, I was scared. I was scared that I would not make any friends. I was scared that I might not feel accepted. On the first day of 6th grade in my new school, I was nervous. I was astonished at how welcoming the faculty and staff were, as well as the students. I immediately felt the change, although it took me a while to get my feet wet and adjust to the new atmosphere. I instantly fell in love with TLT's performing arts curriculum because I never had the option to choose from a wide range of activities outside of academics. I found I was able to grasp my full academic potential at the Learning Tree. The teachers plan hands-on lessons where we have conversations to complete activities to help us understand the information. Math is my favorite subject. When I was placed in the advanced placement math class at the beginning of 7th grade, I was extremely thrilled. In a short period of time, I had a school and friends that I was comfortable with. I am exceedingly thankful that I can attend the Learning Tree for my middle school years. I have learned that if you work hard, you can accomplish anything you put your mind to. TLT has prepared me to go to a great high school and later a superb college. Thank you, Children's Scholarship Fund. Thank you, School Choice, for allowing families to choose a school that fits their needs.
That was quite a touching testimonial. My name is Marie Bethelmy, and I am the Director of Scholarship Operations at the Children's Scholarship Fund. We are going to be having a parent panel next. I'm just waiting for our other panelists to join us on the screen, and we will get started. And there they are. It's a pleasure to see you all. I do have the pleasure of introducing these 3 fabulous and dynamic parents. We're going to first start with Ms. Elaine Daly, Sister Eli. She has a daughter who's also named Elaine and is a 1st grader at Al Madrasa Ali Samia in Brooklyn. We have Ruth Arias. She is a mom of 5 who lives in the Bronx. Her youngest 2 children, Adrian, whose testimonial you watched just a little while ago, is in the 8th grade, and Emma is in the 7th grade at Manhattan Christian Academy. Ruth also has a son, Brandon, who is in the 9th grade, and he graduated from Manhattan Christian Academy last June. And finally, and most certainly not least, we have the pleasure of having Miss Felinda Farley, who is joining us from Charlotte, North Carolina. Felinda has 7 grown children, all CSF alumni of CSF Charlotte, and they have all gone on to become successful in their own right. For example, Felinda's son, Matthias, he is a pro football player who just wrapped up a 2-year contract with the New York Jets. And her youngest son, Silas, he is a ballet teacher and a choreographer at SMU in Texas. And until recently, Silas was a dancer with the New York City Ballet, where he still hosts a podcast and work on special choreography projects. So welcome. We hope you all will be listening intently to what these wonderful women have to say. They represent many of you. We're going to start with Sister Eli. If you can please unmute your line, Sister Eli. I understand, Sister Eli, your daughter has special needs and you struggle to get her the service she requires. Is that why you applied for a scholarship? And can you share how you first found out about CSF?
So thank you for having me. Good morning, everyone. Absolutely. I searched for a scholarship to attend Madrasa al-Islamiyya because after trying to get her into kindergarten through, it was the first year of the application where you had to select 12 schools. She didn't get accepted to any. And we had difficulty with the because we're in a district 1, so we're in a choice district, and we had difficulty with the CSE just contacting us back and forth about what the next steps were and how to make sure her services were in place. So I'm like, I want her to go to a school that shares our culture values, our religion, and I needed to figure out how to be able to afford it because at the time I was homeless. So I just really needed to figure out how I was going to be able to maintain her at this school. And Madrasa actually referred us to CSF, and we looked up the process and we applied and we got the scholarship, and we were totally grateful and thankful for all the support because they actually listened to our whole story about all the difficulties we were having, not just us wanting to get into school. Like, they understood that we were homeless and we had some legal issues, and just really feeling like they were understanding what our family was going through, that it wasn't just an educational need that we had.
That's great that you found a school that was able to address, like you said, not just your academic needs, but other needs that you had as well. And now we're going to ask Ruth. Ruth, if you can please take yourself off mute. Can you please share with us how you first found out about CSF and why you were looking for a change for your children?
Yes. Hi, my name is Ruth. By the way, I'm so honored to be in this panel of CSF families and parents. Thank you. Well, I used to commute to work and pass Manhattan Christian Academy. And I used to tell my children, one day you guys are going to attend this school. I used to go to all the open house every year religiously. Unfortunately, at the time, they were not partnered with the Children's Scholarship Fund. I had the experience of having my children put in public and charter schools. And my son at the time, Brandon, who graduated last year, 8th grade, that attends Mount St. Michael, unfortunately, the school was closing. There was an event where MCA was attending the school to introduce themselves to parents who were looking for a new school for their child. And at that event, I found out that the Children's Scholarship Fund finally partnered with MCA. I was ecstatic. I didn't have words. And I applied, and all 3 of my children got accepted. Since the first day that my children entered the school, they were welcomed by first name. The students were very welcoming. I mean, there's no other reason why I would choose anything different. A child should not have to be in a school where they feel less of themselves. And that was just something that I could not bear with. My children deserve better. And through Scholarship Fund that has made it possible.
That is awesome. Thank you for sharing that. And
Definitely.
thank you for realizing that better is out there. Felinda, you applied to CSF in Charlotte. You and your husband made the decision to homeschool your children. What made you interested in enrolling your children in a private school? And can you tell us how you found out about CSF Charlotte?
Well, I had a crazy kind of story of how I found out about CSF. I was in the parking lot. I had an African pastor friend stop me with this card. He says, "My sister, you must fill out this card." I'm thinking, okay. I had no idea that that simple act, and really I had so much respect for him. I figured if it was something he felt was that important, I needed to give it some attention. And we filled out the form and submitted it, and we didn't realize 3 years later, after being on the waiting list for all those years, that we would be accepted into the Children's Scholarship Fund family. And it has made a profound difference in the lives of our children. I was excited because the homeschooling journey helped us to really undergird our children in terms of working on their character, and we wanted them to have a biblical worldview. But with several children, the older two boys had gone on to private school. However, we had 5 that we were still continuing to homeschool. So I really knew that they all needed more. And we had some great schools in our area. And I really wanted to just ask for the big stuff. So I'm really grateful in the Charlotte community that many of those private schools have now partnered with Children's Scholarship Fund. So our children had the doors open, and it really prepared them for all the things they're doing now.
So, Ms. Felinda, you literally took the words that parents are the first educators of our children very literally and seriously, for you and your husband to homeschool all of your 7 kids initially, and not at the time of now of technology and remote learning. So hats off to you. So as Darla did mention earlier, that our CSF co-founder, John Walton, used to say that parents are the real heroes of CSF because it takes a lot of sacrifice on your part to invest in private school education. And we all know that CSF scholarships do not cover 100% of tuition. And so we're going to start with you first, Felinda, since you last spoke. Did you consider the investment and sacrifices you have made worthwhile, seeing now you have all grown folk?
Absolutely. I think that when you're a parent, that your children see you on the day-to-day, whether it's putting a meal on the table or whatever it is, they see the things that they just don't take for granted. So I think that every dollar extra work my husband did to make it possible to go alongside with what the Children's Scholarship Fund offered was amazing. We had friends who started to see that the talents of our children were being recognized, and they contributed. So, they talk about a village, but we love that there's a broad community that really wants to come alongside kids who have the desire for more.
That's right. There is a broad community. And speaking of that community, Sister Eli, the community that your daughter is now a part of, and Ruth too, I will ask you as well, but Sister Eli first, how do you think your daughter has benefited from the scholarship?
So I think what's very important is that children see people that are like them, right? We have these history books that don't already reflect a majority of our students in the schools. And the school that she was previously at, there was only 2 other Muslim students. And she will always say, they don't wear their hijab. Why I have to wear my hijab to school? And I'm like, it's getting you prepared. If you have to take it off, I understand, but it's getting you prepared. Now she goes to an Islamic school and she's like, Mommy, do you know there's other Muslims in the world? And I'm like, yes, like there's other Muslims in the world. It's not just our family. And I think that's a good reflection for her to build her self-esteem and her confidence to know that there are other people in the world like her. And not only that, it's not just Arabic or Chinese or Spanish. There's Black students there as well. So she sees that reflected male teachers as well. So they have a good variety in the school. So she's seeing that I could be a teacher, I could be a lunch lady, men could be teachers. So that's something that I just want reflected back to her. Like, there's other opportunities that are afforded her.
Thank you, Sister Eli. Ruth, same question. Benefits of the scholarship.
I mean, the investment, it was worth every time. Every time I worked 2 or 3 jobs just to pay whatever balance was just worth it. I seen how my kids loved every single day going to school, feeling like they were part of something big, looking forward to a big future. Besides that, it also brought them closer, relationship closer to their faith and understanding at their level. I know that the scholarship as well partners with independent schools. And from that perspective, academically, I mean, my son, both of my boys had applied for high academic schools like Fordham Prep, Stepinac, and gotten accepted to these schools. Mount St. Michael, Cardinal Hayes, just to name a few, and gotten accepted to these schools. My sons could not think maybe 6 years back that they would could even just walk by these schools. And for that, academically, the what it has brought to them, that confidence, I mean, words can't describe. They have joined clubs, they have joined social clubs, chess clubs, have been involved in the basketball team, volleyball team, and has played against other schools. These are not just schools that are saying we have these activities. They're actually offering them, and they take these children to other schools to play against. And I mean, that's just amazing. It's just,
so your school is catering to the whole child, and there are so many other CSF schools. CSF New York is a network of 220 schools this year, of which you, Ruth, and Sister Eli represent some of that. And we are also a national organization, so we have Felinda representing nationally for us and our alumni. And so I cannot thank you enough, Felinda, Ruth, and Sister Eli, for sharing your stories and most of all, sharing your hearts with us. We're so happy to hear from you. We wish you and your children all of the best. And no matter what age they are, Felinda, they will always be CSF kids. And so for our CSF families who are out there, you are part of something larger, greater than you can ever imagine. And so thank you once again.
Hi, this is Christina.
Hi, my name is Diana.
Hi, my name is Norca.
Open the email from CSF to reapply for the scholarship. Click the link to start the application. Log in or reset your password to access your account with CSF. Click on Application in the top left corner of the page. Click on Begin Application in the bottom left corner to start your renewal. Update your contact information, including your cell and home phone, email, and mailing address. Verify the student's information and add any new siblings. If there are no changes, press Continue. Update your financial information and upload all income verification documents. Please reference your taxes for your adjusted gross income, which you can find on line 11 on your U.S. Federal 1040 form. Please include any supplemental income you receive. Check the box in order to agree to the terms and conditions and to submit your application. Click on the cover letter button with your preferred language, English or Spanish. The system will automatically generate a pre-written cover letter with any missing requirements. If your cover letter is blank, your application is complete. If the cover letter lists additional income documents, download the cover letter and email or fax to CSF for processing, along with requested income documents.
And now we want to review a few tips before we wrap up the requalification portion of the evening. I'm going to go over a few frequently asked questions and answers. What's my password? Many families ask how they can log into the CiviCore system to complete their requalification. CSF will email you on February 10th that the requalification process is open. Be sure to check your junk and spam folders in case the email goes there. If you haven't done so already, add CSF to your senders list. In the requalification email, you're going to click on the link in the email and you will be asked to enter your username and password. The email address that you provided CSF is your username and the one that we send you updates. If you don't remember your password, you can click on Reset Password button to complete your login. Please make a note of your password so that you can return to the system at any time to check for your status updates. How do I get information on food stamps and other benefits during the pandemic? If you receive food stamps or other public assistance, you will need to upload those details as part of your requalification. Simply use the HRA app and request and download proof of benefits. You can visit the HRA website or you can download the Access HRA mobile app to your phone from the App Store or from Google Play. What if I don't file taxes? You will need to request a verification of non-filing letter from the IRS to confirm that you don't file taxes. Call 1-800-908-9946 to make this request. You will be asked to enter your Social Security number and numbers in your street address. You can go online to www.irs.gov and search for verification of non-filing to find out how to request this form online. What if I don't have access to a copier or scanner to scan my documents to make copies for myself? If you need to scan a document so that you can upload it and email it to us, there are several apps that you can use. PDF Scanner, Genius Scan, Cam Scanner, Tiny Scanner, and Simple Scan. You can find them on Google Play or in the App Store. The CSF team is working remotely. Please do not visit our office in person to drop off any paperwork. During the pandemic, we are all working from home to stay safe. Please rest assured that we will process your requalification application online. More questions? The quickest way to get your questions answered is to email CSF. We thank you for making this choice to invest in your children's future and for making education a priority for your family.
Y ahora queremos revisar algunos puntos antes de terminar esta sesión de recalificación. ¿Cuál es mi contraseña? Muchos padres preguntan acerca de cómo iniciar la sesión en este sistema CiviCore para completar su recalificación. CSF le enviará un correo electrónico el 10 de febrero informándole que el proceso de recalificación está abierto. Asegúrese de revisar sus carpetas de correo no deseado, spam y junk, en caso de que el correo electrónico esté allí. Si aún no lo ha hecho, agregue a CSF a su lista de remitentes seguros. En el correo electrónico de calificación, presione el enlace de ese correo electrónico y se le pedirá que introduzca su nombre de usuario y su contraseña. La dirección de correo electrónico que proporcionó a CSF es su nombre de usuario y la que usamos para enviarle actualizaciones. Si no recuerda su contraseña, presiona el botón reiniciar contraseña para completar su sesión de inicio. Por favor, anote su contraseña para que pueda volver al sistema para comprobar si hay actualizaciones. ¿Cómo obtengo información sobre cupones de alimentos y otros beneficios durante la pandemia? Si recibe cupones de alimentos o otros beneficios de asistencia pública, debe someter esos documentos como parte de su recalificación. Simplemente utilice la aplicación HRA para solicitar y descargar un comprobante de beneficios. HRA significa Administración de Recursos Humanos. Visite a https://a/069-access.nyc.gov/accesshra. Puede visitar el sitio de web de HRA o puede descargar la aplicación móvil Access HRA en su teléfono desde el App Store o Google Play. ¿Qué pasa si no declaró impuestos? Tendrá que solicitar una verificación del formulario de no declaración de impuestos de IRS para confirmar que no declaró. Puede llamar al 1-800-908-9946 para hacer esa solicitud. Se le pedirá que introduzca su número de seguro social y su dirección postal. Puede ir en línea a www.irs.gov y obtenga una transcripción en línea para averiguar cómo solicitar la carta por internet. ¿Qué pasa si no tengo acceso a una copiadora o escáner para escanear mis documentos o hacer copias por mí mismo? Si necesita escanear un documento para que pueda cargarlo o enviarlo por correo electrónico a CSF, hay varias aplicaciones que puede instalar en su teléfono celular, tableta o iPad que ayudan con esto, como PDF Scanner, Genius Scan, Cam Scanner, Tiny Scanner y Simple Scan. Puede encontrarlos en Google Play o en el App Store. Por favor, complete su recalificación tan pronto como sea posible y antes de la fecha límite. Las familias con una beca de CSF tienen prioridad para el año escolar 2021-22 si completa la solicitud en línea y presenta los documentos requeridos antes de la fecha límite. El equipo de CSF está trabajando de forma remota. Por favor, no visite nuestra oficina en persona para dejar sus documentos. Durante la pandemia, todos estamos trabajando desde casa para mantenernos a salvo. Tenga la seguridad de que procesaremos su solicitud de recalificación en línea. Si tiene más preguntas, la forma más rápida de obtener respuestas a sus preguntas es enviando un correo electrónico a CSF. Le agradecemos por tomar la decisión de investir el futuro de sus hijos y hacer la educación una prioridad para su familia.
Gracias, Diana, Norca, y Cristina. Thank you to Norca, Diana, and Christina for those tips. I have the pleasure of working with this team day in and day out, and those are your awesome scholarship processors. And so just a reminder that if you do have questions, to please email us. CSF offices do remain closed. We do look forward to the day where we can welcome you in our offices again. Y para los de habla español, las oficinas de CSF permanecen cerradas. Esperamos el día para que podamos reunirnos con ustedes. Si usted tiene más preguntas, por favor, mándenos un correo electrónico. And check back with us very soon. Actually, what should I say? I am going to introduce in a few minutes our CSF alumna, Nicole. She is going to announce the big prizes. So good luck to everyone. But first, we're going to hear from Armando Hernandez. Armando is a CSF scholar who's an 8th grader at Our Lady of Lourdes in Harlem. Let's listen to Armando's story.
Good evening. My name is Armando Hernandez, and I am an 8th grader at Our Lady of Lourdes School in Upper Manhattan, where I live with my parents and my 2 younger brothers. I have been attending my school since I was 6 years old. Going to school there is an amazing experience due to how everybody treats you. The teachers are, no doubt, some of the best, most patient teachers I have ever met in my life. They teach you thoroughly and will stop if you ever need help. My classmates are also very amazing. They treat you with kindness and are always open to everyone, no matter what ethnicity or religion a student is. When I was in 5th grade, we were introduced to a new student named Jose. Jose had just arrived from Ecuador, and he didn't know much English. During his time at OLO, the teachers and the students would try their best to help Jose. I would hang out with him during recess and try to make him feel at home. We became good friends. Because I did well in my studies, my 5th grade teacher recommended me for the REACH program. The REACH program prepares the student to succeed in competitive high schools. I attended REACH classes every Saturday and summers for 2.5 years, an opportunity I would not have had if I was not at Our Lady of Lourdes. Without the Children's Scholarship Fund financial assistance, I would have never been able to be part of such an amazing school community like Our Lady of Lourdes. I would like to thank everyone who supports this fund and help kids like me get a Catholic education. Unfortunately, my time at Our Lady of Lourdes is soon coming to an end when I graduate in June. Next year, I will be attending Fordham Prep as a high school student. Thank you again for the generous funders of my scholarship. I will always remember what you did for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Armando, for sharing your experience, and thank you, Marie, for answering all of those questions. We hope that you have been enjoying the program this evening. And now the moment that many of you have been waiting for, to announce the winners of today's raffle. Remember, we have the Chromebook, we have the mini iPad, and we have the $100 Amazon gift card. Janice Taylor, she's here. Congratulations, you're the winner of the Chromebook. So we'd love to bring you on screen. Oh, hi, Denise. Hi.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Now, Doyling is the winner of the iPad.
Here. Good evening.
You're giving us
Thank
suggestions.
you.
You end up winning the mini iPad.
I did it.
Well, you
But she
have
wants the iPad.
You have the mini iPad, so that is your gift.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank
And
you.
we have another winner. This is for the Amazon gift card, which is Dulcita Bao. Congratulations to all of the winners. We are so happy for you. Thank you to all of our amazing guests, the principals, the parents, the students. Also special thanks to Adrian and Taylor and Armando for sharing their stories with us. We appreciate you all so much. And of course, lastly, we want to thank the National School Choice Week for making this event possible. And thank you to all the parents who are tuned in tonight. We want to thank you for your commitment to your children's education. It's so inspiring. And we hope that you all have an amazing evening. Thank you for joining CSF.